They came into the world together, wrapped in the same cold night outside Eden, sleeping beside the same fire while the wilderness breathed around them in darkness. And yet, even from the beginning, they were never becoming the same man. Cain was louder, restless even as a child, his hands always reaching, his eyes constantly searching the world around him as though it held something just beyond his grasp. While Abel moved more quietly through life, watching before speaking, listening before acting, almost as though the world whispered differently to him. They learned to walk on the same rough ground, stumbled over the same stones, and grew beneath the same shelter of animal skins and smoke-darkened wood. And for a time they were simply brothers. Cain would run ahead into the hills, laughing recklessly into the wind, while Abel followed more carefully behind him, calling out in concern whenever his brother climbed too high along the cliffs. Not angry, only afraid Cain would fall. Adam watched them often in silence. In Cain he saw strength, hunger, the will to force life from a hard and unforgiving world. But in Abel he saw something softer, a quiet patience, a gentleness that did not need to conquer everything it touched. And Eve noticed things neither of them could see. She noticed how Cain's expression changed whenever Abel was praised, how his hands tightened slightly whenever Adam smiled at his younger brother. Small things, almost invisible things, but a mother sees what others miss. At first, even Cain himself did not understand what he was feeling. He only knew that something inside him grew heavier each year, something difficult to name. Abel, meanwhile, loved his brother completely. He shared without counting, gave without measuring, and walked through the harshness of the world without allowing it to harden him. But Cain measured everything: effort, labor, recognition, worth. And slowly, without anyone realizing it, comparison entered the shelter like smoke from a dying fire, settling silently into every corner of their lives. As the years passed, the brothers became young men, and the world divided their hands into different callings. Cain turned toward the ground, toward sweat, soil, stone, and the endless struggle of forcing life from cursed earth, while Abel turned toward the living creatures, learning the movement of the flock, the sound of fear in animals, the fragile trust they carried toward the hands that cared for them. Both brothers worked, both brothers gave, both brothers mattered, but Cain no longer felt that truth inside himself. Sometimes late at night, after the fire had burned low, Abel would already be asleep beside the fading warmth, peaceful, unguarded, trusting the world more than perhaps he should have. But Cain often remained awake, staring into the flames as though searching for answers hidden inside them, watching the fire twist upward into darkness before vanishing into smoke. And slowly, quietly, something dangerous began taking shape inside him. Not hatred, not yet, only the aching need to matter. They were brothers, born beneath the same darkness, raised beside the same fire, shaped by the same broken world outside Eden. But between them now, almost unseen, a shadow had begun to grow. The world outside Eden did not break all at once. It happened slowly, quietly, inside ordinary moments, inside human hearts, inside the spaces between brothers sitting beside the same fire. Because long before violence enters the story, something else comes first. Comparison, silence, the fear of being unseen. And that is why these ancient stories still feel familiar, even now. Most people watching are not subscribed, but they keep returning. Perhaps because somewhere beneath all the noise of the modern world, these stories still echo inside us. And if you want to continue the journey, to see where the shadow between the brothers leads next, the story continues. Until then, remember the beginning.